Hey, Arise family, welcome back to the Let's Study series. We're going to be starting in 2 Samuel. We just finished up 1 Samuel and Saul just passed away. Okay, Saul and Jonathan passes away at the end of 1 Samuel. And we're coming here at the beginning of 2 Samuel. And there is, of course, you guys, anytime a leader is removed, people are looking to replace the leader. So we're going to begin to read this, but before I get into it, what I'm going to tell you, go over to CandyNicoleArise.com and get your copy of your Bible study guide. You guys, I got that website for a reason. Okay. The Lord wants you to dive deep into this word. Every single day we're reading this word because this word is going to allow you to get to know God's voice. The more that you read it, you're also going to find the more excited you are to continue to read, to see what's next. But the Lord is going to be able to use these passages to speak to you, not just now, but He is going to use them later on. There might be something that you're going through and He's going to remind you of some story in the Bible and how it's relating to things that you are going through in your own life. You will be surprised how it speaks to you. So get into your word every single day. We're going to be starting again in 2 Samuel today, and let's begin to read and see what happens. After the death of Saul, David returned from defeating the Ammonites and stayed in Ziklag 2 days. On the third day, a man with torn clothes and dust on his head came from Saul's camp. When he came to David, he fell on the ground and paid homage. David asked him, "Where have you come from?" He replied to him, "I've escaped from the Israelite camp." "What was the outcome? Tell me," David asked him. "The troops fled from the battle," he answered. "Many of the troops have fallen and are dead. Also Saul and his son Jonathan are dead." "I happened to be on Mount Godoba," he replied, "and there was Saul leaning on his spear at that very moment. The chariots and the cavalry were closing in on him. When he turned around and saw me, he called out to me. So I answered, 'I'm at your service.' He asked me, 'Who are you?' I told him, 'I'm an Ammonite.' Then he begged me, 'Stand over me and kill me, for I am mortally wounded, but my life still lingers.' So I stood over him and killed him, because I knew that after he had fallen, he couldn't survive. I took the crown that was on his head and the armband that was on his arm, and I brought them here to my Lord." Then David took hold of his clothes and tore them, and all the men with him did the same. They mourned, wept, fasted until evening for those who died by the sword, for Saul's son Jonathan, the Lord's people, and the house of Israel. David inquired of the young man who had brought him the report, "Where are you from?" "I'm the son of a resident alien," he said. "I'm an Ammonite." David questioned him, "How is it that you were not afraid to lift your hand to destroy the Lord's anointed?" Then David summoned one of his servants and said, "Come here and kill him." The servant struck him, and he died. For David had said to the Ammonite, "Your blood is on your own head, because your own mouth testified against you by saying, 'I killed the Lord's servant.'" Well, that quickly turned around real quick. He thought he was doing something good. I mean, because after all, y'all, you got to think about small town, basically. It's kind of like a small little area, you know. Word travels fast, and these people ain't got nothing to do. They ain't got nothing to do. So word is traveling real fast, okay? David is on the run from Saul. David didn't really do nothing. Saul is obviously jealous of David. It's a balance of power here, you know. David's kills his tens of thousands, and Saul's killed his thousands, and we all can see why Saul is a little jelly, okay? So he knows David's on the run. He knows that David is really the one that has the power to become the next king. So he brings that crown to him, that band, thinking, "Hey, look, I'm doing a good deed. I'm about to get rewarded." No, you didn't, and you didn't. All right. David says, "Hold up. What happened again?" "Oh, you killed Saul." "Oh, hey, so what made you think that you had the right to kill God's anointed? What exactly made you think that?" "Hey, buddy." Buddy comes, strike him down, takes him out. His own mouth. He got hung by his own words that came out of his mouth. All right. Let's continue to read. David sang the following lament for Saul and his son Jonathan, and he ordered the Junites be taught the song of the bow. It is written in the book of Jasper. The splendor of Israel lies slain on your hearts. How the mighty have fallen. Do not tell it in Gath. Don't announce it in the marketplaces of Ashlon, or the daughters of the Philistines will rejoice, and the daughters of the uncircumcised will celebrate. Mountains of Gilboa, let no dew or rain be on you, or fields of offsprings. For theirs the shield of the mighty was defiled, and the shield of Saul no longer, anointed with all. Jonathan's bow never retreated. Saul's sword never returned unstained. From the blood of the slain, from the flesh of the mighty, Saul and Jonathan loved and delighted. They were not parted in life or death. They were swifter than eagles, stronger than lions. Daughters of Israel, weep for Saul, who clothed you in scarlet with luxurious things, who decked you with garments with gold ornaments. How the mighty have fallen in the thick of battle. Jonathan lies slain on your heights. I grieve for you, Jonathan, my brother. You were such a friend to me. Your love for me was more wondrous than the love of women. How the mighty have fallen, and how the weapons of war have perished. So David is singing, he's grieving all at the same time. There's a song that he sings out for everybody to sing it, learn it. Okay, it's almost like I pledge allegiance. They learning this just like that, y'all. Okay. And one thing we can catch from this is David really loved him some Jonathan, and Jonathan really loved him some David. They were like, what's that called, that when they're bros but they're so much more? I can't think it, but basically it was some seriously brother love here, because he says, man, your love for me was more than a woman's love for me. They really loved each other. Okay, no funny business. They really just, they loved each other as like brothers, for real, for real, for real. And they were not even real brothers. They were just brothers in spirit. All right. But David is grieving heavily for Jonathan and also Saul, because he understands that Saul was the one that was anointed to this position. What I admire about David is that even though he was slain, basically, and not slain because he wasn't brought down by Saul, you guys, but he was definitely hunted down by Saul. That's a good one. All right. He still has respect for him. Despite everything that Saul did for him, he has respect for him because he understands that Saul was God's anointed. All right. And just in that, it makes me respect David's respect for him. He has respect for authority and respect for God and what it is that God had put in place. And one thing I continue to say is that he didn't ever try to go ahead of God. He allowed what it is that was going to happen to Saul to happen. He didn't put his hands in it. All right. He let the Lord deal with it. We'll be back tomorrow, you guys, discussing 1 Samuel chapter 2. I encourage you to read this for yourself. And if the Lord speaks to you a little something different, if there's something that's highlighted to you while you're reading it, go ahead and leave it down in the comments for the others that are watching the video. I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow.